They laughed when she first walked into the armory, grease-stained uniform, toolbox in hand, hair tied in a tight bun. To them, she wasn't a Marine. She was just the girl who fixes things. Before we continue, drop a comment and tell us what city or country you're watching this from. We love seeing where our community is. Her name was Elena Carter, a former Navy technician who had transferred to the U.S. Marine Corps. After years of working behind the scenes, maintaining the weapons others used to make history, she wanted more. She didn't have a combat badge, a chest full of medals, or the swagger of the men around her. What she did have were steady hands, a brilliant engineer's mind, and a quiet promise she made to herself. One day, they will all know what I'm truly capable of. Her first week on base was brutal. Every single mistake was magnified. Every moment of silence was an invitation for mockery. Need help lifting that, sweetheart? Careful, she might scratch the rifle polish. The jokes came from every corner, and each one dug a little deeper. But then, something inside her shifted. She stopped hearing their words and started hearing fuel for her fire. Every single night, long after the lights went out, Elena stayed behind in the armory. She studied weapon schematics until her eyes burned. She took apart and rebuilt old rifles that no one had touched in years, transforming discarded scrap metal into instruments of precision. She wasn't looking for applause or approval. She was looking for purpose. A few weeks later, during a live-fire training exercise, a sergeant's rifle jammed mid-range. He cursed, kicked the dirt in frustration, and waved her over, almost expecting her to fail in front of everyone. Elena calmly dropped to one knee, opened the receiver, and with practiced hands, adjusted the firing pin. In less than a minute, the weapon roared back to life. His next shot hit dead center. The sergeant froze. So did everyone else on the range. But it wasn't just luck. That very night, the commanding officer found Elena alone at the range, firing the same weapon she had just fixed. Her groupings were tighter and more consistent than most of his seasoned marksmen. He walked up to her, a hint of a smile on his face. "You ever thought of qualifying for recon?" he asked. Without even looking up from her sights, she replied, "I fix weapons, sir." He smiled wider. "Then fix your own destiny." The training was absolute hell. The men, some driven by jealousy, others by pure disbelief, doubled down on their taunts. But she endured. Blisters turned into calluses on her hands. The doubt in their eyes slowly turned into silence. And that silence, eventually, turned into respect. Months later, her platoon was pinned down during a desert operation. Visibility was near zero, with dust and sand choking the air. Enemy fire echoed in the distance. The designated marksman went down, wounded. The lieutenant screamed into the chaos, "We need eyes! Now!" Without a second's hesitation, Elena grabbed the fallen Marine's rifle. She adjusted the scope with the same calm precision she used to fix it, took a single, steadying breath, and neutralized the threat over 900 meters away. One shot, one breath, one moment that changed everything forever. When they returned to base, the very same men who once mocked her now stood at attention and saluted her. The commander handed her a patch she'd never expected to earn, the U.S. Marine Corps Recon insignia. From that day on, the whispers turned into words of respect. The condescending smirks turned into nods of acknowledgement. And the woman they once called the mechanic became known as the sharpshooter who could fix the impossible. She no longer needed to prove them wrong. She had forged her own place in the fire of their disbelief and became exactly who she was meant to be. If you believe courage has no gender, type honor in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories that inspire. We'll see you in the next one.